Abusia for a year doctor, a year justice, a year Srimsai, deputy attorney general, yes. Black pastor and aiding common Chinese here. Justice Srimsai, yes, deputy attorney general. Abba Modern, Eddie a year chairman Wontumi Aquapim ever in Sawam, yes. Or one home modern say, or they a year former a year National Signal Bureau, yes, NSB. I'm boss, and a day a year Kwabena Eduini, but told you I say. $7 million, equivalent to a year 49.1 million Ghana cedis. Obusia papai, to me emphasize way at the atuan on the personal account to my system. No work as a papai, Ejinamu our quarter, Enya Sempetuan, lawyer and the a year somewhere a year attachia. Now, Black Master Chara here. They said the Eduini baby a Eduini, Onishi, yes. Onishi ye jail kwa na obeko muma yetie enkoma Dr. Justice Srimsai, yes. Dr. Justice Srimsai, Deputy Attorney General Eddie Ababonte any enkoma Black Rasta Eddie Jana so ewo court abra Eddie Boahen EPA court any ensemble in a court Eddie Abon maintain them as ha and that's why I bear me there jebesa wa say any dey call the channel so need you can see you subscribe Eddie Amaya Black Rasta try here ekwan bia so Edubuahen otwene mu time inse wamne de obekọ akopie yentie
jail bound Kwabena Edubuahen is confused. Srimsai blows cover. Woo! Now who is Srimsai? Dr. Justice Srimsai, the Honorable Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice. My brother, my sister, he's been featuring in the courts every now and then in the name of oral, Operation Recover All Loot. He has succeeded in putting Wontumi behind bars and is hoping to be able to join Edubuahen there, to be able to join Hanan there, to join Gifty Owari there, and to join many more, my brother, my sister, in there for what they allegedly did to destroy our country and our economy. This is Justice Srimsai. Now, he's on the case of Edubuahen. Right now, jingoisms and gymnastics are ongoing as to whether we should sit during the legal vacation or not. Kojo Nkrumah has run all the way to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to tell us and maybe even interpret better to our understanding the essence of Order 79. Are we allowed to sit during legal vacations? What for? What are the circumstances under which we can still sit? But the Honorable Dr. Justice Srimsai has made it clear that these people supported legal vacations in the past when it favored them. Now they are cherry picking. They are choosing and picking according to their whims and caprices, intermingled with their moods. This is the Honorable Justice Srimsai. And he has gone ahead to touch a raw nerve. He's talked about Edubuahen. He said, the matter in court is so easy and straight to the point. Somebody has been accused of stealing about $7 million American dollars for the people of Ghana. An equivalent of 49.1 million Ghana cedis. And we are asking him to bring back the money. He said he didn't steal. But in 3 different explanations, he seems to be contradicting himself. It looks like this guy is confused and is jail-bound. Let's not put words in the mouth of Srimsai. Come here. Watch this.
Over the period, at least we can identify about 3 or 4 defenses that he has been trying to put across, which makes the whole case quite interesting, because at the point we believe they were saying that they actually bought the equipment and that the equipment is there. Then at the point they seem to be saying that the money was a loan that the accused person gave and that he was taking it back. At a point, he even published a list of politicians that he said he gave the money to help in their campaign. And then at a point, he said it was so, and all these explanations are contradictory. If the money was used to buy the equipment, then it cannot be the money that you used to sponsor the politicians. Then it cannot be loan that you were taking back from the company. Then, so I find it fascinating that this is the kind of explanation that I've been given so far at the first half of the case. Recently, there was an issue also of they made a request for disclosures on the source of money in the government bank account. And then we said we do not have any information about the source of the money before it came to the government bank account. And there was this whole issue about, if you don't know about the source, then you cannot know what it is. And I find it quite interesting, fascinating, because any money in any government bank account is for the government. And if you are prosecuting someone from stealing government money, you don't need to go and find out whether the money came from taxes or from foreign loans or from the sale of natural resources, or however the money came into a government bank account. It's of no moment. Once the money enters the government account, it is government money. And to take it out, you need to follow certain procedures. It is the lack of that procedure which is constituting the stealing. The accused person took money from government account, and put it in a private account, and immediately within 6 months spent it on specific things. We have put all that evidence before the court, right? So I, in my mind, have no doubts whatsoever that these things, it's not a very complicated issue. You asking us how the money came to be government money is of no moment to the issue. If you are in secondary school and you overpay your fees, do you say because you overpaid your fees, you go and you go to the business office and you take money and put it in your pocket and say, because I overpaid my fees? Right. You have to follow procedure to get a refund. So no matter how you think the money entered the account, once it's in the account, it's government money. And unless you follow that procedure to collect the money back, there's no basis for what we are saying. But again, I have observed that when you are prosecuting, and this is my first time being a prosecutor, so when you're prosecuting, especially in these highly sensitive cases, there are people who constitute themselves into departments of misinformation. They try to do everything to make sure that either they put the judge into disrepute, or they put the lawyers into disrepute, or they put the facts into disrepute, so as to blind the public and create a certain narrative. But we are very focused. We have done our investigations. We have our facts which we have put before the court, and we will not allow any department of misinformation or disinformation to confuse us or the court.
The Honorable Dr. Justice Semsai. This is the guy. He's the Deputy Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, and of course, Minister of Justice. His boss is the Zwarungu, cigar-chomping Stanford lawyer. This is the guy in red socks and red tie. The dog-eating Zwarungu boy. This is Dr. Dominic Ayine. My brother, my sister. Now, these two guys have made sure that Ghana has become most uncomfortable for corrupt people. Now, that guy there with the gray beard is the blue suit wearing Capo di Tutti Capi with a magic watch. He's a dangerous guy. He's the most feared in Ghana right now when it comes to the forensics and investigation. It doesn't matter where the money is hiding. If he has to become Jonah, he will become Jonah and be swallowed by the whale so he can get evidence in the belly of the whale. This is the blue suit wearing Capo di Tutti Capi, Capo Ray. This is Raymond Acha of Iyoko. Now, his outfit went deep into these investigations. And remember, nobody has spoken about this Boahen issue more than us right here. All the exclusives we gave to you, and there are more. Now, when I sit back and look at what is happening right now, there are more against Boahen. I don't have the permission to go into that. Look, when Boahen goes to jail, he will be brought out of jail and jailed again and again and again 3 more times. I am telling you. And remember where you first heard it. Right here. There are things I wish I could tell you. His counterparts, those he allegedly backpassed some things to, my brother, my sister, would all join him in the belly of the beast. This is a very, 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 very knowledgeable guy when it comes to cyber. And according to prosecutors, he's a dangerous guy. When he was arrested at the airport, according to prosecutors, he clapped whilst in handcuffs. He clapped. He couldn't believe that the way he had mopped out his footprints, he could still be picked up like that. Remember, we broke the news here. Remember, we went all the way into his house with CCTV cameras and saw how they allegedly were hiding very important evidence, including hard cash. Remember that video? We showed you that right here. So when it comes to Boahen, almost every day I think about the fact that this case is over. In the spirit, it's already done and dusted. We are just waiting for the manifestation in the physical. The evidence is too heavy. And that is what Semsai is talking about. We are only talking about the money. It's government money. It's in government account. Lawyer comes and is talking about Ghana must go. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yes. He's talking about this thing called Ghana must go back. Waste all the time. And now when it is most important, they are asking that we should go and sleep and return after 4 months. Where is the speedy trial that every lawyer is looking for his client? The Honorable Dr. Justice Semsai has made it clear that, hey, once the money has been found in the government account, it is not our duty to tell whether this money is from taxes or is from whatever. It is in government account. It is for government. So anybody who goes into the government account and takes money out of the government account must account to the government why these hands are in the government account. Simple. Is it difficult to understand? My brother, my sister, it's like gold that is found in Ghana. Now, when you buy a piece of land and find gold there, it belongs to the state. But when you find ganja on it, it belongs to you. You go to jail. If you find cocaine on it, it belongs to you. You go to jail. And it's simple. My brother, my sister, gold is under there. Diamond is there. It belongs to the state. It is not for us to find out or want to find out how the gold arrived there. That is not our business. It belongs to the state. If anybody goes to dig out the gold, the person would have to explain to the state why they took the gold with no permission. That is the case with Boahen. It's simple. Now they come back to say, oh, you know, it's about national security. That is, and the question is simple. National security, you have gone to take the money. By your laws, can you just go into the government account and take any money? If it is yes, then what do you use the money for? We have seen how Boahen used the money. Allegedly. He used it on prostitutes, used it to pay ABCD, used it to buy this. He built that, and bought a lot of cars. And allegedly a lot of stolen cars as well. Including the yellow Lambo. My brother, my sister, it is what it is. This is the video. We showed you this video, didn't we? CCTV. Look at the date. My brother, my sister. 2025. The 20th of August. Look at when Eduini was arrested at the airport. His boys were rushing giddy into the house to hide evidence, allegedly. And everything was caught on CCTV. Today, they are still in court. And the country is like, why is it delaying? The evidence is so much. Let the judges decide. Should we move ahead or should we move back? My brother, my sister, that is where we are right now. The same NPP people are sitting down there saying that, oh, they said Eduini did this. It's over a year now. They have not been able to do anything because lawyers are delaying. Talking about Ghana must go back. Talking about exchange rates and how some money grew wings and went into government accounts. We must find out whether the wings were the wings of a bolabed or the wings of a crow or the wings of a hawk or the wings of a parrot. We showed you these videos. My brother, my sister, dash and come here. Watch this. Now the Honorable Dr. Justice Semsai has made it clear. That is where we are right now. And in just a few days, my brother, my sister, these guys, I'm wondering what will not take them to jail to join their best friend, Wontumi there. What didn't Wontumi say? He touched the ground and licked it. He's in jail. Hey, no matter what they do, they will go there. There's another guy called Hanan. Alodeba. Abdul Wahab. Hey. Hey. Now, prosecutors believe that he was trying to run out of the country. And we have some information that it hurts me. I am not permitted to release that. All in the name of security of the nation. You know us. We have access to every information in this country. Even if it's in your bedroom. As long as you are corrupt. Hey, access to your so-called privacy is given to us by divine intervention. The gentleman here is called Hanan. Prosecutors believe he was trying to run away. And Dr. Justice, the Honorable Semsai, has spoken about him. He spoke to Kamini Amano, my own colleague at TV3. Watch this.
After the accused person, the first accused person was given a leave to travel, we discovered facts which suggested that he is more of a flight risk at the time of his departure than he was when the judge made a decision to allow him to go. For example, we found out the number of luggages he was carrying with him, you know, everything, the fact that he attempted to also go to the bank and to clean his account.
You're referring to when he was taking the trip to the UK?
Yes, and all that, yeah, and the number of luggages he was carrying out. So we suspected that he constituted more of a flight risk than he was when the judge...
His counsel has said he wasn't trying to empty his bank account. So how did prosecution come to that conclusion?
Naturally, what would you expect the counsel to say? To say that, yes, my client was having to clean his account. We know that he's aware that there's a freezing order on the account. Mm-hmm. And he took steps to convince the... We don't work at the bank. It was his own bankers who alerted us that, hey, there's something going on here that we don't think is... That is how come we got to know, and that's how come we took the steps. So it wasn't as if we were just nosing around. No, we were sitting and his bankers called us that this is what they believe was going on. And we took the necessary steps.
So he was trying to withdraw from the account or clear the bank account?
Our suspicion, of course, he has not cleared the account. Mm. So we can only say that there was an attempt to, because the bank stopped. They did not, comply with his request, and then they called us in. So we can only say that it was an attempt. Or we believe that it was an attempt. Not that he cleared it, of course, he didn't clear it.
So subsequently he was arrested as a result of that attempt to travel outside the country and then clear his bank account. Then the matter went to court. and then he was then given, allowed to travel.
The court did not allow him to go. It was simple. The court gave him a timeline to travel. By the time we went back to court, the timeline had lapsed. So that was it. There was no other application to leave, and that was not granted anyway. It wasn't even made in the first place for it to be granted. So that report is completely false. We have not, every person that we have arrested, the same allegation is made that we are using state power. So perhaps if we want to follow that narrative, then we don't even have to invite anyone, we don't have to arrest anyone, we just have to let anyone that we suspect of committing a crime to be walking. That's why I said that when you follow the minority and the MPP and the narrative, and you run it through the facts, you will see that basically what they are saying is that never invite anybody, never arrest anybody, allow us, everybody to be walking and do whatever they like, because not even one person have you arrested that they didn't make the same allegation. So I don't think that Ghanaians, that fact is lost on Ghanaians, that it is the natural response that they have to everything. They will say you are using state power to arrest enemies. They will say you are using the court to jail enemies, persecution, political, the same thing in respect of everything. Even when the person says, I am pleading, I want to do plea bargain, they will still say that you are using the state. So the person you are fighting for said, I want to do plea bargain. Of course, that's not to say that plea bargain means that you are guilty, but if you know you are not, why do you going to? So the point I'm trying to make is that we cannot base our national life entirely on the narrative that we are using the state power to. We've had kind of Onuatv issue that we are dealing with. We've had Sedina issue. So you will be an irresponsible attorney general when there's a bank calls you, gives you information, you did your check, and then you say because of what people will say that you are using state power, so you allow the person to go, and when the person goes and doesn't come back, you think the Ghanaians who gave you power, who gave you a mandate to govern this country, will be happy that because of your fear that they will say you are using the power that you have been given legitimately, you have allowed someone to travel out of the country who cannot come back, or who will not come back, and you use Ghanaian taxpayers' money to now be engaging foreign countries and to get extradition. Of what wisdom would you be boasting of as an attorney general or any government official if this is what you are doing?
So the state had reasonable,
suspicions,
but you had reasonable suspicion.
Yes,
that Hanan was traveling not to go and see his ophthalmologist, but to escape justice.
It could be that he will see his ophthalmologist, but the core issue is not whether he will see him or not. The core issue is, we call it flight risk.
Okay.
What is the level of risk? So we do analysis. This person, is it likely to come back? You know, a lot of Ghanaians, or some Ghanaians are familiar with visa. When you are going for visa, they will say this person is not likely to come back. It is not. It may be true that he will go and come back, but they are just saying that when we look at all these factors, you fall within a category of persons who, when they travel, are not likely to come back. That's what the visa people use. So there's a whole analysis that.
So was he already on a no-flight list?
Yes, he was on the stop list. So what the court did when they applied to go to do the medical, we considered the court considered and said he can go. Then after he was given the leave, then he now decided to do these things that I mentioned, which made him, in our view, a more likely person not to return than he was when the court made a decision. And that is a normal thing.
My brother, so Hanan Abdul Wahab Alodeba went to his bank to try and take money. The bank called, and remember, we broke the news here. My brother, my sister, we are the newsbreakers. Simple. Now, a few days after Hanan was supposed to have gone, his wife was also waiting to be heard to go to the same country, England, with their little daughter for medical care. And what was the sickness? Behavioral trauma. The question is, Aren't there doctors in Ghana to take care of that? When you apply to go to a university in America, and you go to the American embassy looking for a visa, they tell you, yes, it's good you want to study, but these courses can be studied right here in Ghana. We believe that you are only using this as an opportunity to leave the country and live in America illegally. Your intention is not to go and study, but to japa. You might want to go and study, but the facts on the ground do not support in total what you truly want to go do. So these are some of the risks that we took. And you heard the Honorable Slemsai say that when Hanan was going, he packed a lot of things and the court gave him just 4 days or so. He packed as if he was going to live there forever. He loaded himself with so much luggage. You heard the man say that. And again, it hurts me that I can't give you more information. Prosecutors were able to find out where he will be staying over there. And that's where I will end. And where he was staying, I'm itching to give you more information. And where he was going to stay, was it rented? Or did he own it? Well, I won't go beyond this. I'm done. The reason prosecutors said no, this is a flight risk. And to confirm this, wife also wanted to go. Did they open his luggage to find out what was in there? Why did he carry so much? My brother, my sister, the time is now. If we are fighting corruption, this is the best time to fight corruption ever in the history of Ghana, using law and legal means. As for these 2 judges, I beg your pardon, lawyers, in fact, if there's anything like the 2 masqueraders, that's what I will slap on their bald heads. My brother, my sister, it doesn't look like these guys are ready for a speedy trial. They want to go to Dodi Island in a boat and do hobby fishing. But the time is now. Justice shall be served, and it shall become a legacy of this regime that the rule of law was adhered to the zenith. Is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power.